everyone. My name is Shahna. I'm from Group 6 in Chemical Engineering. I will show you my group's presentation with the presentation title is Incident and Evaluation. Enjoy watching the video.
Hello everyone! Hi! Good morning guys!
Morning!
How are you today?
Good!
So, my name is Zihan Nurafika and this is my partner.
My name is Shahna.
We're gonna presentation about accident and evaluation.
Before we begin our presentation, we would like you to relax and enjoy listening to us later. So, let's play the game.
Okay, we're gonna start our presentation. This is our table of content. First,
Technical investigation. The grammar is expression of causation, sequence, and speculation. Second, technical is report. The grammar is third conditional, present perfect modal. Third, technical is communication. The grammar is phrasal to signal communicative intent.
okay, the next is for the technical is project and the grammar is perfect participle. The next is post technical is performance and grammar three-part phrasal verb. And the last one is innovation. We're gonna start with investigation. In the context of hydroelectric power maintenance, an investigation is a systematic process of auditing, inspecting, and analyzing the condition of a plant's component to identify current or potential problems, their root causes, and necessary corrective action. For the example is inspecting turbine rotor blades. The second is maintaining generator component, and the last one is electrical system maintenance. I'm gonna show you video.
Every day we do a daily inspection of our plant, make sure that everything's running safe and that we're getting the most power out of the river as we can. So mainly what we're going to check is temperatures and flows of oil and oil levels, leak checks, just everything, the overall safety and production of the plant. We have a list here and it basically just helps us write everything down, and then that way we could have overall, you know, if there's a temperature changing or a parameter changing, we want to be on top of it and track it before anything changes. So basically, we'll just go down the list and go around the power plant and check it, how everything's running.
Inspections are done daily at each of the hydropower plants and takes about an hour to finish the entire checklist to ensure everything is working properly and efficiently.
We're going to check our megawatt hours. This is why we're here, is this system. Gauges and all that tell us different stuff about how the generator is doing and just the overall health of everything. But basically we're just going to check this first, how it has been in the past, and make sure that the parameters and everything are where we want them to be. So these are all our auxiliary pumps and systems. So pretty much everything we use here to cool everything is just the river water. Producing electricity makes a lot of heat, so there's certain things we need to cool off in the stator. So that's what these pumps are doing for us. Okay, now we're going to go down to the heart of the turbine, which is the coolest part of this whole system. So you actually see the shaft spinning and all that kind of stuff. And in my opinion, it's the coolest part of the whole building.
turbine at gem state is a vertical Kaplan. It alone generates the same amount of power, 22 megawatts, as the 3 bulb turbines combined. Patrick checks the turbine shaft, the wicket gates, and the hydraulics on the turbine before moving on to the next part of the inspection.
The video is talk about investigation in hydroelectric power maintenance. Begins next with grammar. The grammar is expression of causation, sequence, and speculation. Expression in the context of causation, sequence, and speculation refers to specific linguistic unit like word, phrases, and grammatical structure that function as tools to articulate global, relative, logical, relative, or degrees of pertain with a statement. For the example is 1. I stayed home because it rained. 2. First, I woke up. Then, I went to school. The last one is he will come later.
Sequencing of events. A sequence is the order of events in a story. Sequencing is putting the events in a story in the order in which they took place. There are clue words in every story that can help you figure out the sequence or the order. First, next, then, and last. We call these words transition words. Let's see if I can use these words to tell you how I bake a cake. First, I put the flour, sugar, butter, and eggs. Next, I whisk all the ingredients together and put the batter in a pan. Then, I put it in the oven to bake for 30 minutes. Last, I decorate the cake with the frosting. So that is one way of showing sequence in a story. There are many more transition words that I can use, especially when I write a story. So these are some words that I can use to replace first. These are some words I can use to replace next. I can use these words to replace then, or these words to replace last. Let's try using different transition words in my instructions to how to bake a cake. In the beginning, I put the flour, sugar, butter, and eggs. Afterwards, I whisk all the ingredients together and put the batter in a pan. Then, I put it in the oven to bake for 30 minutes. Finally, I decorate the cake with the frosting. Now that you understand what sequence means, try to write a story using transition words to order the events of your story. Thanks for watching!
Okay, that's the video about the grammar. Now I need one person to talk with me with the dialogue. Anyone? Me. Okay. You're gonna be Zihan and I'm Zainab. Okay? Okay. Z, we have to delay the project point is lies due to a critical bug.
This disrupts our entire marketing timeline.
I know the engineers will first create a hot fix, then run a full test. If that goes well, we can deploy it.
So they'll run tests to ensure stability before we give the go live signal.
Exactly. I suspect the fix will take 48 hours, so it's unlikely we'll be ready before Friday.
This will likely disappoint our early adopters and might cause negative feedback.
I agree. I recommend we prepare a holding statement to manage expectation.
We'll drive it immediately to control the narrative. Thanks, Zainab.
Also,
Okay, I need one person to deal with me. Anyone? Me. Okay, you're gonna be Zihan and I be Zainab. Z, we have to delay the project point is due to a critical bug.
This disrupts our entire marketing timeline.
I know the engineers will first create a hotfix, then run a fail test. If that goes well, we can deploy it.
So they'll run tests to ensure stability So before we give the go live signal?
Exactly. So, a run test to answer. Exactly, I suspect the fix will take 48 hours. So it's unlikely we'll be ready before 3 days.
This will likely disappoint our early adopters and might cause negative feedback.
Agree. I recommended we prepare a holding statement to manage expectation.
We'll draft it immediately to control the narrative. Thanks, Zaina.
Okay, thank you. So our next read report. An accident investigation report is a formal document that details the fact of an accident, the event leading up to it, and the non-contributing list of factors. For the example is scene investigation and data analysis. The second is examining skid marks, and the last one is analyzing collision data. And this is the video.
Accident investigation procedure. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps involved in investigating an accident, from securing the scene to writing the final report. Step 1. Secure the scene. The first step in any accident investigation is to secure the scene. This means protecting the scene from contamination and preserving any evidence that may be present. To secure the scene, you should turn off any machinery or equipment that is still running. If there are any hazards, such as spilled chemicals or sharp objects, take steps to mitigate them. Evacuate any unnecessary personnel from the scene. Establish a perimeter around the scene and restrict access to authorized personnel only. Step 2. Gather information. Once the scene is secure, you can begin gathering information about the accident. This includes interviewing witnesses, photographing and documenting the scene, collecting physical evidence, such as debris or damaged equipment, obtaining medical records for any injured persons. Step 3. Analyze the evidence. Once you have gathered all of the evidence, you can begin analyzing it to determine the cause of the accident. This may involve reconstructing the events leading up to the accident, examining the physical evidence for clues, consulting with experts in relevant fields. Step 4. Write the final report. Once you have determined the cause of the accident, you should write a final report. This report should include all of the relevant information about the accident, including the following: a description of the scene, a summary of the evidence, your analysis of the evidence, and conclusions about the cause of the accident. Any recommendations for preventing similar accidents from happening in the future.
This is the video about investigation in incident investigation, but report. Now we're gonna next. For the grammar is third conditional with a present perfect modal. The third conditional with a present perfect modal is a grammatical construction used to state that the hypothetical consequence of an unreal condition in the past is an action or state expressed using a modal verb followed by the present perfect tense from have plus past participle. For the example, if they had left early, they would have caught the rain. If I had studied, I would have passed the exam. And I want to show you guys the video.
Welcome to BBC Learning English. I'm Sam, and today we are talking about the third conditional. The third conditional is a little strange because we're talking about something that didn't happen in the past. Why would we do that? Well, because sometimes we want to imagine a different outcome. A friend of mine came to visit me yesterday. It was a surprise, so when I opened my front door, I said, if I'd known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Did I know she was coming? No. Did I bake a cake? No. So I'm imagining a different result. Because we're talking about an imaginary past, we use if plus the subject plus the past perfect, and then the subject plus would have plus past participle. And you can also swap those round. What would you have done if you'd known your friend was coming?
I need another one person to yell with me. Okay. Again, I will design I found the exam today.
If you had studied surgery, you would have passed it easily.
I know. I should have listened to you. Would have passed. I know. I should have listened when you offered to help. The question may have been easier if I had listened more.
Well, if you had attended my studies session, you would have understood the formulas better.
You're right. I could have joined your study group. I rather not taking it seriously.
If you start preparing now, you'll do better next time. I can help you if you want.
Okay, thank you. Next week, communication. In aviation and aeronautics, communication is the two-way exchange of safety and operational information between aircraft and ground station or between different aircraft and personnel. For the example, Marcel guiding the aircraft to the gate. The second is pilot communication with air traffic control. The last one is flight crew performing a checklist and verbal verification. And this is the video, guys.
Aeronautical radio communications. These communications are a crucial part of air travel, facilitating a constant exchange of information between the ground and the sky. They come in two forms: air-to-ground and ground-to-ground communications. Air-to-ground communications involve direct and secure dialogues between aircraft and air traffic control. On the other hand, ground-to-ground communications establish speedy connections between different traffic control centers, ensuring a coordinated approach to managing air traffic. So it's clear that these communications are vital for safe and efficient air travel, but how do they actually work? Air-to-ground communication is the key to air traffic control. It's how the control tower talks to pilots in the sky. Imagine the endless sky as a complex highway, with aircrafts zipping in every direction. The control tower, or the traffic police of the sky, needs to keep a close watch on this aerial highway. And the essential tool for this task? Air-to-ground communication. The process begins with the control tower, establishing a radio telephony link with the aircraft. This is done using specialized equipment referred to as aeronautical mobile services. This apparatus should be capable of direct and secure communication to ensure the aircraft receives the necessary services. The communication needs to be clear, rapid, and continuous. After all, clarity and speed are paramount when you are dealing with high-speed aircraft in the sky. The equipment used by the Flight Information Center or Regional Control should allow for such bilateral communication with aircraft, equipped with corresponding radio communication devices. This ensures that any point within the flight information region or control region remains within reach. But it's not just about sending and receiving messages. These air-to-ground communications are recorded magnetically on all frequencies used by the respective air traffic organ. This helps in keeping a record of all conversations between the pilot in command and the air traffic controller. Approach control, which handles arriving and departing aircraft, also uses air-to-ground communication. It ensures direct, rapid, and continuous communication, free from atmospheric interference, with all aircraft under its control.
Okay, that's the video. Then next with the grammar. Preserve the signal communicated intent. Words that help the listener understand what you're doing, like explaining your opinion or finishing your thought. For the example, by the way, I want to ask you something about this signal, a new topic or a request for information. The two, I just want to let you know that this is a signal, the intention to provide new information on update. The last one is, in my opinion, I think that this is a signal that you are about to share your personal viewpoint or suggestion. I'm gonna show you a video. Yeah, I need another one person to dialogue with me. Anyone? Anyone? Please. Please. Okay. You're gonna be Zihan and I'm gonna be Zainab. Okay? In my opinion, we need a new computer for the front desk.
Why do you think so?
What I mean is, the current one is too slow. It takes forever to open file and often crashes while processing data.
She's right. For instance, just yesterday, it took me 30 minutes to print simple documents. As a result, we are wasting valuable work time.
Exactly. So, in conclusion, the new computer will significantly improve our work efficiency and reduce frustration.
I see your point now. Let's discuss the budget for this during our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next material is project. Project is a series of planned activities limited by time, budget, and resources to achieve specific and unique objectives. For example, the number one is the roadmap of agricultural engineering. Crops are being sprayed using a tractor in a farm field. The last is checking and recording plant condition in the greenhouse. I will play a video for further explanation.
Reducing pollution in a farm's water supply, improving the efficiency of a rural electric power system, discovering a new way to extend the life of a tomato. These are some of the projects an agricultural engineer might work on in the quest to make agricultural operations as efficient and productive as possible. Most agricultural engineers work in offices with frequent research visits to farms, labs, or rural areas. They work for government offices, engineering firms, universities, and manufacturers. The ultimate goal for these engineers is to improve crop and livestock production. This career focuses on the design and manufacture of the equipment and facilities needed to reach that goal. Agricultural engineers examine the impact of plant and food production on the greater environment and look for ways to reduce negative impacts. Sometimes they even make news headlines with breakthroughs on production techniques such as genetic engineering and cloning. Agricultural engineers need an aptitude for science and technology, along with good oral and written communication skills. They rely heavily on their ability to recognize and solve problems. A bachelor's degree in agricultural or biological engineering is the entry-level education needed. As the world population continues to expand, the need for the work of agricultural engineers will only continue to grow.
The grammar is perfect participle and present participle. The perfect participle is an adjective clause headed by having and a past participle. Example, having finished his work, he could have left early. Having missed their flight, they would have arrived late. Having lost his key, he might have a locksmith. The present participle is a non-finite verb form in English that's typical and in. He is studying for his final exam right now. The exciting news spread quickly throughout the office. Hearing the alarm, she immediately jumped out of bed.
Hello everybody, today we are talking about the present and the perfect participles, and we're starting with some very interesting examples. Do you know that 35 people died when they were taking selfies in 2017? And that a sleeping rat dreams about getting to food or running through mazes? And in your lifetime, you will spend around 38 days brushing your teeth. The present participle is the ing form of the verb, which we use to make continuous tenses, like in the first example part of the past continuous, in the function of an adjective, a sleeping rat, and to describe another action. For example, in your lifetime you will spend around 38 days. How? In what way? In this sentence we can see the present participle carrying as part of the past continuous tense form in a usual relative clause. And if you don't remember what a relative clause is, please check out the link above. But let's take a look at another example. The first hot air balloon carrying a sheep, a duck and a rooster was launched in 1783. If we remove the pronoun which and the verb was from the sentence, we will have a participle phrase or reduced relative clause with the same meaning but just shorter. So, the present participle is used in participle phrases or reduced relative clauses, which have the same meaning as usual relative clauses. Another action in the sentence, so it expresses the idea of priority and is made with the help of the ing form of the verb have plus the past participle, having finished. More examples for you. Having written the test, I handed it in to the teacher. Having spoken to the chief, I wrote the report.
We need one person to deal with Zainab and me.
Okay. You're gonna be Zainab and I'm Zihan.
Oh dear, did you manage to get everything sorted out for your trip?
Yes, thank goodness. Having paid my bags and printed my ticket, I finally feel prepared for the journey.
That's a relief. So you are going for a week, right?
Yes, having submitted all my project reports, I feel totally justified taking a few days off.
You certainly deserve it. Enjoy the beach and the fresh air.
I will. Knowing you enjoy local honey, I'll definitely bring some back from the farmers market there. Thank you. Next is performance. Performance is the result of work achieved by an individual or group of individuals in carrying out their duties and responsibility to achieve determined objectives. The video is example: internet in interconnect, petroleum in mining, robots in industrial technology. I will play a video for explaining.
So Ramon, we're here on the other side of the robotics and automation lab. I understand the 3D printer process, but I see tons of robots, what I believe to be automation equipment. So walk me through what's going on and what the students learn in here.
Okay, well pretty much here you'll see that you have the process control system. So pretty much what this does, kind of think about your soda. On one side you enter the water, the other side you put the chemicals. And so as it's mixing it up, then it just distributes it and puts it in a can.
Got it.
Ready to be done.
So this is like standard automation hardware.
Correct.
That someone in this industry would see. And then you guys have here, which to me, I would assume you guys are creating tricks, breaking things for the students to figure out how to troubleshoot what part of the system has gone down?
Correct.
Cool.
So we'll have them like, okay, they'll wire it up so the way it'll work right from the So like say you give them a relay, they know how to wire a relay, they know how to put the power supply. So as they do the process, once they have it working, then we'll tell, okay, turn around, we'll give them 40 ways of troubleshooting the issue. So we will unplug a cable, unplug a relay, turn off an LED, and so it's their job to find that problem or find that error.
Got it.
Without being guided. So since through the experience and knowledge and skills that we give them, they should be able to.
Got it, be able to troubleshoot it, fix it.
Correct.
Very cool.
Okay.
So this is automation.
Yeah.
And
Okay. The next grammar is three-part phrasal verbs. Also. The grammar is three-part phrasal verb. Three-part phrasal verb have a verb and two particles. A particle is a word that must appear with another word to communicate meaning. Commonly referred to as idioms. Example: I can't put up with his constant complaining anymore. We ran out of milk this morning, so I need to buy some. Let's catch up with each other over coffee soon. The one can put up, not can put up, but it means should hold, just hold. To run out, not run, but finish or no longer have. Likewise with number 3. This video.
Three-part phrasal verbs are idiomatic expressions that have one verb and two particles.
A particle is a word that must appear with another word to create meaning. Like look forward to. Verb plus particle plus particle.
Three-part phrasal verbs are useful when you're trying to express yourself in a natural way without being too wordy.
But you have to remember a couple of things about three-part phrasal verbs. One, they are inseparable. No part of speech can separate them.
2, changing any part of the three-part phrasal verbs changes its meaning. Catch up to has a different meaning than catch up on, so be careful.
And 3, be aware that three-part phrasal verbs in American English might have a different meaning from the same phrasal verbs in British English. Here are the meanings of the three-part phrasal verbs we used today.
Another person, the dialogue with me. You're gonna be Zainab and I will be Zihan.
Z, you look excited. What's wrong?
I'm struggling to keep up with the new deadlines at work. It's too much pressure.
Oh no. And how are you getting on with your new boss?
No, Brit, it's hard to tell, but he seems to look down on anyone who leaves before 7 p.m.
You shouldn't put up with that kind of environment. Have you considered asking HR to look into it?
I haven't yet. I don't want to come across as a complainer.
Well, you need a break. Call me later and we can catch up with all the details.
I will. I'll get back to you after work. Thanks, Selena. Okay, thank you. Innovation. Innovation is the process of renewal or introduction of something new, which can be an idea, method, product, or service that is different from what already exists. Example is nanotechnology in medical technology. Nanotechnology, 1,000 times smaller than a strand of hair.
The last, nanotechnology in the smart textile revolution 4.0. The video is...
What is innovation? Innovation is the process of making changes to existing products, services, or processes to create something new and improved. It is a process of discovering new ways to do things and developing them into useful applications. Innovation can be used in all areas of business, from product development to marketing strategies. It can also be used in education, healthcare, government, and other industries. Innovation is a key factor in driving economic growth and development. Innovation can be seen in many different forms, from technological advances to new business models. It can also involve changes in processes, products, services, or even culture. Innovation is essential for businesses to stay competitive and remain relevant in today's ever-changing world.
Okay, that's all about accident and evaluation. Anyone have a question? Yeah. Okay.
Can you give another example of a two-part phrasal verb in performance evaluation?
Okay, we gonna keep the patient. Next. Yeah.
Why is the conditional so important in accident report?
Okay. Now you have another patient. Okay.
The question is you talk about communication, and the question is in aviation communication, which is more important, speaking clearly or listening carefully. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna discuss with my partner first. Okay. And I'm gonna answer your question, please.
Okay, boss.
Okay, Mr. Nadia. The number... sorry. The number one answer, for example, a manager should look out for employers who are struggling. Look out for, it means to be careful for or to watch for something. Are you agree with my answer?
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Okay, now I want to answer this question. My answer is because it clearly shows the relations between the mistake and its consequence. It turns a simple fact into a lesson for the future. Are you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Thanks for answering. And the last one, our patient, I'm going to answer. My answer is both are equally important, but if you don't listen carefully and need to ask for repetition, using direct phrases like how you repeat that is that makes the process safe. Are you agree?
I agree. Thank you for answering my question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The progress we've outlined today is just the first chapter. I look forward to writing the next chapter of success together. We apologize for any inconvenience. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.